I feel like you've really changed. Like you've gone through a whole process from like caterpillar to butterfly and back and done that multiple times now, giving advice back now. If we can go back and you were like, hey, like if I could talk to the David Pere that was sitting down having a drink with Nick in San Francisco in the middle of not knowing what my life was going to look like in 2 years, relationships, decisions personally and professionally, somebody who's in that indecision phase right now that they're really not sure what's going to happen and they just know that things are not working the way they are. What kind of advice would you give you 2-3 years ago if you could go back in the time machine today?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm in a weird spot right now. This is, I think, the last part I was going to say on the other thing is I'm like trying to figure out what to do with my hands as we step into this new leadership role. My team is so good right now that often it's like, okay, you guys don't need me on this team meeting. I'm out. Call me for you. It's interesting. So I'm blessed. I would say a couple of things. First off, I would say control what you can control. It's way too easy to worry about things you can't control, right? The serenity prayer, what is it? Lord, grant me the strength to change the things I can, the courage to accept the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. Like, easier said than done. But the more you can focus on, take extreme ownership, you can take control of what you can control and try to just negate the other stuff, the better you'll be. But I would say, like, the single best advice I could give anyone to in any place, in any situation, looking to achieve whatever, is to filter the advice you receive through the lens of whether or not that person has achieved the level of success you want in that arena. Would I change lives with them? And I don't mean like, you're like, oh man, this guy's like Nick's amazing at jujitsu. And would I change lives with Nick on jujitsu? Yeah, like sure, he's way better than me. I will take his advice. But if then, and I'm not saying this, but like if you're like, an abuser in a relationship, like I wouldn't take everything you say. I'd be like, well, like you don't ask divorced people for advice on saving your marriage. You ask the couple that's been married for 70 years, 40 years, 50 years, like what did they do? And so like the best example I give of this is, you'll appreciate this because I give this one on the occasion, is like your mom probably loves you. She probably has your best interest at heart. If you don't have a relationship with your mom, for the context of this, find whoever that person is that you think has your best interest at heart and insert them in the place of your mom. Your mom has your best interest at heart. She loves you. Unless your mom is Ronda Rousey, if you want to become a UFC fighter, you're not going to ask your mom. She loves you. She has your best interest at heart. But why don't you ask her? Because she doesn't have any idea what to do in that realm. She still has your best interest at heart, but you're going to go hire Ray Longo, Marab, Aljamain, Chris Weidman, whoever, right? You want to get better at jiu-jitsu, you go hire Matt Serra, but you're going to hire Ray Longo if you want to learn how to be a striker. You're not going to ask your mom. Now, your mom probably has your best interest at heart even more than Ray. She loves you more than Ray, but she's the wrong person to be coaching you in that thing. And for some damn reason, people jump into real estate or investing or business, and they let their knucklehead friends who've done nothing in those realms talk them out of it. When the reality is, if you completely switch analogies, if you went and worked out in the pumping iron gym back in the Arnold Schwarzenegger days, you couldn't help but get swole. If you just immerse yourself in a group of people doing the same thing you're doing, and you take the advice individually, you're like, hey, this guy's been married for 70 years, I'll listen to him. This guy's a striking coach, I'll listen to him on that. This person's a great real estate investor, I'll listen to them on this. And you listen to the people in only their realm of expertise, and you surround yourself with people doing the same thing. You can't help but win. You just can't. Like we'll just use you as an example. I don't know how much you talk about this publicly, but like the gym you train in when you go to New York is like all world-class UFC fighters, to include like the only guy who ever survived 5 rounds with Khabib, Chris Weidman, Aljamain Sterling, Marab, like best striking coach in the country. Like you are personal friends with some of the best, like most lethal UFC fighters in the world. You couldn't possibly work out in that gym 7 days a week with those guys and not get good at fighting. You would win. And so if people just understood that, even if you have to pay, you can network your way in for free, but if you have to open your wallet to get in a room with the people who are doing what you want to do at a high enough level that you would swap lives with them, you're going to win. You're going to win. So just tune out the people who don't know what they're talking about. They might mean the absolute best. They might love you. It doesn't mean they're the right person to listen to.